Well, hi there. Keith here with another video blog. This, of course, being Monday, so it's the Bachelor edition of the video blog. Just watched another exciting episode of The Bachelor, and what can I tell you? Let's recap some of the highlights. Started off with a one-on-one date with KCB. Is there anybody in the world who didn't think KCB was going to get the rose at the end of that date? Quite frankly, I think she's going to be down in the final two. Next up, we had a group date, and of course, Courtney had to showcase her tatas one more time. Courtney, a message to you and to the ladies out there watching this. Seductive is you leaving something to the imagination, not putting everything out there. Courtney was surprised when Ben didn't come back to her hotel room after. Why would he? You showed him everything last week when you went skinny dipping. Unless you got a third nipple, I don't think there's any surprises left for the guy. Up next was the two-on-one date, which saw Lindsay and Blakely vying for Ben's attention, and of course the rose. I gotta tell you, Blakely wasn't necessarily one of my favorites, but I liked her salsa dancing, and I thought it was very sweet that she put together a little scrapbook for Ben. Apparently Ben didn't because he sent her packing, and then Lindsay was left standing, laughing, saying, "Oh, I won, I got the rose." I thought the point was to get Ben. Of course, nobody seemed to have told Lindsay that. So then up next was the dramatic moment where Chris Harrison came in and had to take KCS aside and let her know that they knew that there was a guy back home that she was still in love with. And then, of course, Casey started crying and fumbling over her words, and Ben said, "Well, you gotta go. I don't know, you gotta get the hell out of here, but you gotta go home." So the thing of it is that, somebody replied to my blog last week and my comment in terms of saying, I'm learning a lot about women watching the show. And they said to me, well, what are you learning? Well, I think one of the things that I'm learning is women, men, all of us are out there looking for love. Those of us who haven't found it. And the interesting thing is we saw that in different forms today. We saw KCB, who's genuinely developing feelings for Ben. We see Courtney, who deep down when you cut away, I think is a very insecure person, who basically loves herself, but is looking for the appreciation of somebody else. And then you've got KCS, who basically has somebody back at home that she still has feelings for, but she's in love with fame, so she comes on the show pretending to be in love with Ben. Craziness. So then we have the interesting story tonight of Jamie. Jamie is somebody that I didn't really get a chance to see a lot of throughout the last few episodes, so I was expecting her to step up. I felt bad for her on the group date when she was trying to have a moment with Ben, and there comes old Courtney in the little bikini distracting Ben. Ben was trying to pay attention to whatever Jamie was saying, but he really couldn't concentrate because Courtney was off in the bikini. So at that moment, I felt bad for Jamie. But later on in the episode, when Jamie finally got some one-on-one time with Ben, she ruined it by critiquing his kissing and saying, okay, you start with your mouth closed, then go open, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that. Listen, if you have to plan out a kiss, it's not that great. Great kisses are supposed to just happen. Unfortunately, Jamie never got the memo on that. And I'll tell you who's thankful that she didn't, Emily. Because Emily should have been sent packing, but as a result of Jamie's annoyance, really, do you really want to be kissing somebody and be critiqued? No. But because of Jamie's annoyance, Jamie was sent packing, and like most other women who get sent home on the show, she starts bawling, oh, we could have had something, it could have been great. It probably could have been great if you weren't whining and crying about how this guy kissed you. The fact that he hadn't kissed you before, you kind of went from zero, not even 0 to 60, but 0 to 120, from barely talking to the guy to like full-on mounting him. You thought that would work because you saw Courtney do it, but it didn't. Nonetheless, you were sent home, and now next week we're going to have to see if Emily can pass another stay of execution. Gotta tell you something, it's getting to the nitty-gritty now as women are starting to drop like flies, but then again, so are Courtney's pants. Anyways, CFL_fan is where you can follow me. I will be back next week following this along, mentioning it and talking about it on Facebook, doing this video blog, which I'll be sending out to the social media world. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions on what you saw this week. Who do you think should go? I'll tell you this right now. My final two, I believe it's going to be Nikki and it's going to be KCB. Tell me what you think. Nikki and KCB, they're my picks right now. We'll see if I'm right. Who knows? CFL_fan on Twitter. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video blog, and we'll see you next week.